Hi, Dr. Martin. In our first segment this month, we're going to be talking about myths of weight loss. A lot of people have this myth, and the myth is that fat makes you fat. Well, you know what? Fat doesn't make you fat, sugar does. And I felt like screaming for the last several years when people would go on fat-free diets, because they really don't work. And generally what fat-free means is fat-free but high in sugar content, because how else do you get your flavor in your food? And so they take the fat out, they add the sugar in, and guess what? You're going to be frustrated, yo-yo dieting, and you lose weight, you gain weight, you get it back, and you never seem to get on top of these things. So let's talk a little bit about that first of all, you need fat. Now fat, there's good fat and bad fat. The bad fats are fats that are trans fats, and you really got to avoid that. You want to gain a lot of weight, eat a lot of fast foods, which contain usually a lot of trans fats. Trans fats are when vegetable oils are heated at a high heat, and they're converted to hydrogenated oil, and no good for you. Your body doesn't know what to do with hydrogenated oil. Trans fats actually will make you get obese around the belly, and where you're gaining extra adipose tissue around there, which can be very, very dangerous, by the way. Very hard on your heart, and it sort of has a life of its own with its own blood supply, and your body senses that it really increases your inflammation level, because your body senses that it's a foreign object, and you're gaining all this weight around the midsection. That tells you, folks, that you're getting too much sugar and usually too many trans fats. Now, the myth, too, is about saturated fats. Saturated fats is what you get from dairy and meat. And again, I don't want to say that you should be getting way too much saturated fat, but you know what? Certain vitamins, for example, are not converted properly unless you have saturated fat. So I wouldn't avoid meat, and I certainly wouldn't avoid dairy, maybe milk, because a lot of people have issues with milk. 60% of the population are lactose intolerant, and milk isn't what it used to be. If you had your cow in your backyard, I'd say go and enjoy your milk. So I actually get a lot of my patients switching over to almond milk or rice milk or goat's milk, which is very, very healthy for you. And so be careful when we talk about these myths, because if you think that fat-free is going to actually be good for you, a lot of times you can be seriously mistaken. So stay tuned next week, because we're going to talk about exercise that is so important for healthy weight loss. You know, the gyms are full in January and empty in February. And I'm going to give you a couple of good tips in next week's segment on how to stick to that exercise program.